Here we
Yep,
go.
it's up. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're in the green room.
The chat. Yep, that's okay. I figured we'd be in the green room. There's no issue.
No, that's good.
We could just hang in the green room most of the show. Well, at least before. We're the ones in the green room at this time.
This is like our life.
Pre-show.
We're always backstage or on the bus.
Okay.
Man, this Twitch got me on like a 20-second ad. I'm trying to look at myself live, and I'm on a 20-second ad. Now, okay, there we are.
I'm looking for the comments. Well, the chat room. Is anybody on?
Nobody on yet. Nobody on yet. Matt, you know what mod view is?
Mod view? I don't see it.
Channel.
A mod view. I see Telemectar.
That's a fourth.
Oh, you know Telemectar.
14th century Dutch Duke mod view.
I see it's not reading right. It says 0 viewers, but I see people chatting. So
no, mine says 24. Mine says 24.
Yeah, my dashboard ain't working right then.
Hey, from Texas, we got Fidela Santos. We got what's up? Telemectar. Jean Mitchum. Is it Jean or Jean? Jeannie. Sorry.
She
Mitch.
Yeah, I know her from Seacoast.
Oh.
Her and her husband Josh Mitchum.
Jeannie and Josh.
Jeannie is you met her. You probably just they came to 3 shows on our last tour. They came to
yeah, I do remember that.
Columbia, and we ate with them at Wild Wings.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
She's a hell of a photographer, and I think she's getting into painting now or something. I keep seeing, I think it's painting, but she always kind of
Parsifal's here.
Looks good.
Matt
Parzival.
Lee, good to see you, Matt.
Gravity and Grace.
Yeah, Jeannie, JB Thrasher. Oh, Thrasher's in the house.
What's up, Teeps? Oh, what's up, Thrasher?
Thrasher's here?
Yep.
Yeah, he comes on from time to time. Him and Hank.
Okay.
All right, we got people coming on in.
Yes, we do. So everybody that's watching, my computer has been messing up nonstop all day. The videos that we tried to make for this, I'm telling you, I would get like halfway through and my computer would just freeze. I had to redo them. So I was talking with Matt, and I believe that there's a problem with computers in the world, and because like everything's so bad, I actually really think there's a real problem with internet and computers and hard drives and all that stuff too.
You think what's happening now is affecting the computers?
I have never been more sure.
You heard of a computer virus, haven't you, Devin? You heard it jump species? It jumped from a pangolin and a bat into a human, didn't it?
That's
you
true.
think that fucking thing can't jump into a computer?
So you think computers and internet has COVID?
Well, it can jump species, so why can't it jump a non-carbon-based life? You tell me. There's no good answer. Why not?
I don't disagree. I had computer issues a couple weeks ago.
It'd be the first virus that jumped from biological.
Well, let me tell you
to
right
digital.
Now, I'm on my router. I think it's the router. I'm on my Netgear 23-5G on my laptop here. I don't know if people can see, but not on my desktop. I'm on my laptop. It won't even. I can't even on Facebook see what we're doing. And Twitch, is it playing? Yeah, Twitch is still going.
Twitch is gone.
But Facebook is just frozen. Like unbelievable. And so
you should have make quarantine your computer a little better during the lockdown, but apparently
yeah.
I kept all my AI inside.
There was 119 people on Facebook, and then I said the S word and it went down to 102.
Oh boy.
You tell me. Kind of
Okay, let's see here. I gotta
all the way back to 107 on Facebook.
What's up, Rachel, Derek, Matt,
D-Rock,
J Mama 3. Please say hi to my wife Sonia Mama. What's up, Sonia?
Sonia is like a strong name. Like you gotta have some brain power to have the name Sonia.
Like the Mortal Kombat.
Well, I grew up in the 80s. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I did.
You had to be strong to be named Sub-Zero or Scorpion.
I was born in the 70s, but I grew up in the 80s, and there was a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called Red Sonja.
Oh yeah,
and she was like super. The first introduction to me as a child with the name Sonya was a warrior who annihilated men. And I will never forget that. Like with swords.
That's funny.
Isn't it funny how like so many people, like if you really thought about it, the whole world, lots of people died by sword.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Like,
That's a big
You
number.
think that's the most?
Well, you'd
so
rather
far?
get shot.
I think the
You
most
would
ever
prefer
is
to be
malaria.
shot.
It's the
You
actual.
think
most
malaria
way
is the
people have died.
actual most one cause?
One cause of human death. The largest
Malaria?
single
You think-
cause is malaria of over
You
human
think
history.
sword
I
is
think.
number 2?
The answer.
Well, it's Trump, man.
Trump and second.
Trump.
so far.
then
but it's
malaria,
getting
and then
close.
sword.
Then malaria, then sword.
Right.
My
So-
God.
Sword is just ahead of
I saw something
nuclear
on,
radiation.
I saw something on CNN where it said that Trump has just him by himself, not COVID or anything else, killed 7 billion people
So at least.
since
least.
2016, and I
Yeah.
believe it.
do
And I
too.
hate him. And I hate him.
Now Kanye though, he's gonna save
Kanye.
some lives.
But don't give away my damn news.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Sorry. It was a big announcement.
Good Lord.
All right.
Devin, let's
Kanye
before
will
we
say-
roll, let's talk about the tip
Yeah.
contest and situation
Yes.
and all that. And then
So we didn't do one last week. I think we just kind of forgot. We're human. We just forgot. But we're going to do a top tipper contest this week. We're going to say top 2 tippers. Top 2 tippers. Say that 3 times. Top 2 tippers. This week, I'm going to be sending them some nice new merch, new summer merch.
Whoa.
Summer merch.
Summer merch. This
You
week.
need-
so,
you gotta need
wear
summer
that
merch.
out this summer because I believe COVID's over.
Well, either way, you're going to need some summer merch because it's going to be a long summer.
it's going to be real long.
It's going to be a deadly summer too, so you need to look.
For the long, deadly summer ahead.
That's what I'm
I
gonna
mean,
tell my
this is the
kids
deadliest summer of your life. There's no ways around it.
Tell my kids that tonight
sure.
when they go to bed. Hey, I love you. Yes.
Actually,
it's
I don't
gonna
know.
be a
Total deaths may
deadly
be down.
summer.
But they said at one point. Who knows about the all causes? I don't know, but it is a long, deadly summer. No matter how you look at it.
We blew it. We're calling our album White Line Fever, didn't we? It should have been
Long,
Long
Deadly
Deadly
Summer,
Summer.
Long-
What were we
LDS.
thinking?
I know.
Damn it. We knew people were going to be dying left and right all summer.
count
and
on
here
it for
we
next
are
year.
with White Line Fever.
Well,
Yeah,
we
that'd
get
be
ahead
our
of next
next year
summer? It's looking
Yep.
good. Oh,
Good God.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking about the Christmas album?
The deadliest winter.
The deadliest Christmas.
Man,
fun.
this is okay. I will say this about Christmas. I might use it this year because I always think our kids get too much anyway. We really limit our presents, but I mean, the presents they get, it's just I don't even know if they care about them. Within literally, we get them on December 25th and then December 26th. They don't even care about them anymore. They do not care about the presents they get. I want to tell them that they only get one present this year because everybody's dying. Is that a good dad move or not? We get to save money. We have money for food in case it does happen, and
So
No.
the Christmas EP this year will be called The Final Christmas.
yeah, the end. Well, I mean, would you be surprised if
This
Jesus
was the final
returned
Christmas?
on
No,
Christmas
nobody
Day?
would be surprised. Nobody would be surprised. Are you crazy?
No, what I mean, it would be you would not be surprised at all if you saw the 4 horsemen riding through of the apocalypse, riding in the sky on Christmas morning. You'd be like, yeah, I knew it.
You would see You would see thanks 2020 jokes on Twitter in the time where the trumpet blew before it actually went down. I promise. It'd be memes about it before it actually.
The apocalyptic horse riders. Like, finally, where the hell y'all been? Good God, y'all see 2020?
Yeah.
Couldn't you cut? Where were you in July?
Yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing that could happen in 2020 that would surprise you
Well,
Zero
at this point.
There is nothing.
I would. I don't think you should try to jinx it there, Devin.
Okay, all right.
There really.
Yeah,
I've been saying that too, Devin. There is nothing in 2020 that I think will surprise you.
Well, I mean, keep it up.
Zero.
Don't claim it. You're
It is
jinxing it.
funny. I
You're
was talking
jinxing it.
about-
I know it. You're gonna
I
regret
said
saying
to
that.
I said that to my mom. It's probably been 3 weeks ago. We were on the phone together. I said, Mom, there is nothing that could happen this year that would surprise me. I said, I'm telling you, if Donald Trump died tomorrow and it had a heart attack or something, and then I got paranoid because I was like, wait a minute, they're listening to this phone conversation.
And the Twitch stream.
I really had that thought. And I thought, oh, they might be. I mean, all these thoughts. I mean, if I'm having a conversation with my mother who lives in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina, about our president, I have to think about maybe they're listening. And what does it mean that I just said? Did I say it the right way? Am I a threat? I don't even know anymore. I mean, no one knows anything they are doing. No one has known what they are doing for months.
That is true.
Woo!
No one has a clue what they're doing.
Hype train. You got the hype train going, Toby.
Fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
Yep. Well,
and I believe that the computers are all gone.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, they are. It's over. Just accept it. It is over.
It's going to be real funny when after the computers go down, you people will be like, now that memes are a thing, they're just going to be like flyers of memes to places.
That's
people will just put them up.
Taped to trees.
Yeah, because we used to before the internet, we didn't have all the meme skills we do, but now we have all the meme people with a bunch of skills. So when the computer goes down, they're going to be flyer and memes all over town, you know.
That'd be hilarious.
All right. Then everybody take a deep breath. Everybody in the audience, hopefully some of that comic relief makes you feel better about the horrible world. And we're going to go into a pleasant zone called Are You Listening? Talk about music and Screamo and wonderful things from the, early 2000s and stuff like that. It'll be great.
Very happy.
All right. I'm going to kill the Steve Miller here.
Oh, you can't kill Steve Miller.
Zuckerberg heard that. He's coming for you.
And I got this graphic thing. I'll put it up.
Okay.
Since we're recording. How does this work?
We will accept your tips. This might be the last time you can ever tip us. So, I mean, there's no guarantee you'll be able to tip us next week.
That's true.
That is true. So, if you want to tip us.
No guarantee for anything.
Can they only tip on Twitch or can they tip on Facebook too?
Well, Facebook has Facebook is supposed to, the point of being over there is to tell them, come over here. We're on Twitch, right? You don't feel like you're on Facebook, right? You do feel like you're on Twitch. So if you're seeing us on Facebook, just come over. Okay, everybody, we're going to start the show right here. I've got a cocktail, and there's no alcohol in it, but I'm going to share the recipe with you because I find it to be very, very useful at helping me not drink alcohol. So I'm the kind of person that if he's not going to drink alcohol, has to replace it with something. There's a term for it, but I'm not going to say the term.
No.
Alcoholic. Anyway, this is my drink. I call it a Covito. And the key to it is it's very spicy. I grow serrano peppers in the front yard. And, yeah, that's right. You've had a mojito, right? I grow mint, cilantro, and serrano peppers.
Serrano peppers in your front yard?
Yes, I am. Well, I'm in Georgia and Bridget, dude.
I can't see real good, Devin. Grandma showed up.
A lot of people are gardening these days. You know that. You know that a lot of people are gardening these days.
True.
I know you are.
You know I am. So I've got...
Devin and I ain't.
I've got bitters in it. You could choose the bitters you like.
Yep.
Fresh mint. And a serrano pepper. You could use a jalapeno if you like. Muddle it up. Let all those oils out. Fill it up with the LaCroix of your choice. I've got a lime carbonated water. And then it is and that's it. And just fill it up with ice. And it's like a mojito. I call it a Covito. And that if you don't,
that's nice.
we won't be. I don't think anybody's drinking. Toby's not drinking. Devin's not drinking, right?
I am.
I am.
Yeah, I actually
it's just
am.
me then.
I have been, but just like a couple of weeks. No big deal.
Matt adds adrenochrome to his.
What is that?
It's the blood of youths that the elites use.
Well, cheers to everybody.
I ain't heard about that.
Yeah.
How do I know everything? Good Lord.
No, I'm not that deep in the internet culture to know what that is, but I'm interested now. I think you've piqued my interest. It could be good. So, okay. So the show today is tonight is a special night because we're going to spend a little bit more time talking. We don't have a formal guest to collaborate, and we're going to focus a lot on we're going to make just a piece of media, like a break it down episode or a whatever it is, whatever you want to think about. We're going to reflect on I'm Only a Man and talk about how we are updating that record. That's a big story for us. It's part of our year that we've been planning for a long time, and we're right into it now. And we have a vinyl pre-order for the first-time release of I'm Only a Man with updated recording. We'll talk all about that in a little bit, but that's kind of what we're celebrating. That pre-order will be live on Wednesday the 15th, which will be, some people may hear this in a podcast feed, in which case that would be today. But we're going to do everything we normally do, too. We got a bunch of music and stuff like that for the Are You Listening crowd, which we're over here on Twitch. I see Mitch DVB, Mitch VDB. We got all the normal people. We got hype trains going on here. We have tips going. We've got T-shirts that we are giving away for the top tippers, and it's a lot of fun. I still have the green room banner up. But we'll get into some music. But Devin, Toby, you guys in good shape? You ready to roll?
I'm always ready.
What's going on with y'all? Did you have a good week of music production?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. We got to do one of our I'm Only Man tracks, which is it's actually been really fun for me. I don't know why. It's just like because you're so comfortable with a song, it feels like it's not even really work, kind of. You know what I mean? Like it feels. I know it's more for you, Matt, because you got more to do. But for singing, it's kind of like, oh yeah, me and Toby just playing the song live. Oh yeah, it feels cool. You just do it and you're done. Rather than you kind of have to learn a cover or something like that. So it just feels like, oh yeah, do a couple takes of this. It sounds pretty good, and I'm good to go.
Well, we essentially did 4 songs this week that we're going to share. We'll knock out a couple of them here at the beginning, and these are what we call one-take songs, where Devin or Toby will just do a take with the mic and guitar plugged in direct and the mic, and then sometimes the other one will sing over, and then we whip that up, and then we have 2 production songs that we're going to share as well. But what did you guys do this week for the one-take songs? Which one? I forgot which one we're going to do first.
We can probably do Toby's first.
Okie doke.
Do yours, Toby?
I did Biddy. Devin, you sang it with me. So
I did sing some.
That's off our newest record, White Line Fever. And it is about the cocaine epidemic in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That we've been to Sao Paulo. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, I was there for 24 hours.
Devin flew to Sao Paulo, played a show, got our show moved. We were the headliner, I think. Devin got our show. We played before. You moved it up,
I think.
Right? So you could make your flight. Yeah. I think you had to leave because of vacation.
I think.
You were in Brazil and had to leave Brazil quickly for vacation in probably
somewhere
like
normal.
Like the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, something. I don't remember exactly the circumstances, but I remember feeling like I should probably get back or else I'm going to be in trouble.
That was the tour where we went to Mexico, right? And we played
had been
several Mexico shows, and then we ended in Brazil. But was that when you and I got into a fight about the cheese on the wall?
Was that where it was?
It might
I know. Well, I know that the cheese on the wall happened in Mexico, but I don't know if it was that tour or not.
Now, the cheese on the wall is a famous incident in Emory history where, believe it or not, Devin and Toby once got in a fight over whether or not it was appropriate for Toby to draw on the wall of the promoter's office at the Hard Rock Cafe in Mexico City or not with cheese. And if you can guess, which
might have been mozzarella.
Could have been.
Or a nice brie. I don't remember.
But what had happened was our tour manager's phone had gotten it was this digital camera back in the old day when they were not the same thing. He had a digital camera that got stolen in that room, and Toby was mad that it wasn't security or it was bad or this kind of thing happened. But the green room was the promoter's office for the Hard Rock Cafe in Mexico City. So that's where we were sitting with a green room tray, and Toby was angry, and it was messy and dirty in some ways anyway. And Toby had an axe to pay. I don't know what you were doing, but you were just from your point of view, it was
like
what?
The veggie tray. It has vegetables, and then it had some cheese and stuff, and I was just like, no. Trevor got his camera stolen, not today. And I think I wrote like "fu" or something on cheese on the wall.
I mean, it's funny because
Devin, you said
Devin
don't
got pretty
do that.
upset.
I was just like, don't
Come
do that.
on.
Come on, that's disrespectful or
That's
something like that. It was just a thing to where it's like, I didn't really care. I think you were kind of hot from what had happened.
Yes.
And so I was like, well, I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was his fault. Maybe it wasn't. And I was like, and then it just kind of turned into us going back and forth. Like, come on, man, just let's, so.
Devin was probably the first person
rarely,
to look down at somebody and say, do better. I think that was the attitude that Devin had at the time.
I'm not mad, Toby. I'm just a little disappointed.
He's disrespectful and just disappointed. That's right. But, on the other side, every green room you've been in, there's stuff drawn all over the walls, right?
I know.
Like that's
I guess
not that
for me, that was the only difference. It was like normal green rooms there's penises on the wall.
Somebody had to do it first.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like if you go to that room now, it might be all drawn on and look really like a cool green room with graffiti and dicks drawn everywhere. And Toby was just the first one to start it. So he had a point. Okay, so then, but yes, in Brazil for sure was one of the times in my music career where I've encountered cocaine usage. It was just in the bathroom at that nightclub. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that really what the song is about? How'd you pull? Where'd that come from in your mind?
Biddy?
Yeah. You said that at the beginning of the song. That's how we got to talking about this.
That's how we got to that point.
I said about cocaine?
You said this song Biddy is about the cocaine epidemic in Brazil.
Oh.
And then now here we are back to the song. So you've got to thread it back somehow.
I forgot where we started, to be honest.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, my computer is frozen, so I'm going to have to probably restart it here. But no, it is not about that. This is just, I thought Biddy was a cool song that we wrote I guess we were in New Mexico at
Andy Othling's.
Yeah, Andy Othling's place. And I thought this would be a cool throwback song to kind of capture all of our
I lost Toby's audio. Did you, Devin?
Yeah.
Toby, your audio's gone.
Toby, your audio's gone. I don't think you hear us either.
Well, that's all right. He'll have to do a restart here while we roll the video. At least I got the Biddy video here. So text message that fool and while I roll this video. All right. Here we go.
Let's go. Don't take this the wrong way. My eyes were blinded by the light. Sometimes I can't separate my eyes. Falling in love or just spending the night. I gotta find my way down. This is the story when I dream I'd write a song that you'd sing, but then I wake to insecurities. They get the best of I want it, I want it. I wanna stay up all night and hear about your life before I found you here. The Father, Son, and I decided this was fine. Let's not talk wrong or right. Don't wanna start another fight. I gotta find my way down. This is the story when I dream I'd write a song that you'd sing, but then I wake to insecurities. They get the best of I want it, I want it. I wanna stay up all night and hear about your life before. About your life before I found you. Careful with the words you say, some of them will have to wait. I think I'm falling hard for you, but maybe it's just second base. Everybody's innocent, everybody's innocent, everybody's innocent. A studio in Collins Street, a caller naked and with me. The end was always there before you ever even opened your door. Everybody's innocent, everybody's innocent, everybody's innocent. So I'll take this place in stride. It wouldn't be the first time that I lied. You found your place to run and hide, staring back in another's eyes. This is the story when I dream I'd write a song that you'd sing, but then I wake to insecurities. They get the best of. I wanna stay up all night and hear about your life before I found you here.
Yeah, blow that up with some fire emojis. Toby's
Fire
restarting
emojis.
his computer, but that was
Yep.
awesome. That was a good, cool version. The bridge, I didn't even hear it until just now, but the bridge was very cool with Toby's. I don't know what that even really was. It wasn't singing or rapping, but somewhere in between. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how this bridge is going to sound acoustic, but it worked pretty good.
Oh, yeah. There's this effect in music. This is kind of new for me. You'll laugh at me, but there's the I understand. I mean, I know this about music, but I'm starting to get a more actual handle on it. It is the same as clothes, where if you think you can pull it off, you can pull it off. If you really believe whatever you're trying to do, it's I think more of a technically right or wrong or this or that, but it's definitely not that. Like if Josh Head wears, he always says if he wears stuff, I say I could never wear that. How do you wear it? He goes, you just have to think it's cool. And I don't have that at all, but I got a haircut. If you can't see here, it's really bad, obviously, but Georgia cut it. I let her cut however she wants, whenever she wants to. But she cut this front off of my hair right here. And so before we went to 4th of July barbecue, I just made it look a way that I thought, and I took a second in the mirror to look at it and remember, this is how I look, and I'm okay with this. I am, and this is me. This is how, you know what I mean? I just let it be me. And then I felt great, and I thought I was okay with that. And I think it's the same way with musically. If you can really believe and feel that this is the right vocal part, then it definitely has to be, right? You can't get better than that.
Yeah, you're right. Because I would say to some degree.
Well, I'm saying it's revealing. If you don't got it, then it's revealed that you don't got it.
There are probably some people who think that don't have it.
Like American Idol.
Right.
Like that. But yeah, but I'm not talking about that.
No, I know what you're saying. But that's funny though that you say that, because I could have sworn that you've never thought about your hair.
I haven't.
One day in your life.
Not like I did. Yes, that's what I'm saying. To do this forced me to actually think about it, and I wasn't even think. I was just thinking, well, I'm going to look stupid if I go. Does this even matter? Because I'm thinking I'm just at home.
Right.
I don't care what my hair looks like. I never do care. But then I said, okay, maybe it's okay. Maybe looking that bad is almost a secret to me understanding the pulling it off part of it. So now I think I could pull off more clothes and everything. I think I could set my mind to where I could probably pull off more clothing than I used to could.
Yeah. I've tried that a couple times, and then someone like Toby says, "What shirt are you wearing?"
Yeah, I know.
That's like the first thing they say. It's like, oh. Okay.
But all that to me is totally analogs to music. Like that's the same type of thing where it's the same points of view when you're doing something artistic, rule breaky. If it comes from that place, if you're an artist that people like and you have something to say and it's good. If you have it in you, that's really the only way you should ever really want it to come out. And then,
I mean, I definitely envy the people that think that way. You know what I mean? Like the people who have no concern about what other people might actually think about what they're wearing or maybe what they're saying or doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I did have this moment too where I thought, oh, other people do this a lot every day. Like I was thinking about how many total minutes I've spent looking in the mirror, evaluating my appearance, and it's got to be one of the lowest of anybody.
Oh, you're definitely low.
I just can't. I mean, I thought to myself, wait a minute. This is what people are doing all the time. They're looking in their mirror, thinking about how they look, and like, wow, weird,
on tour, tour generally looks go down. I mean, people don't care as much, whatever. But you especially, after 3, 4, 5 days, usually me or Toby says, Matt, you have to fix your hair. That's usually what happens after 4 or 5 days on tour, because it's just out of control.
It just doesn't come up in my
you're
mind.
like, oh, yeah. To me, it feels like you say, oh, yeah, I forgot about my hair.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't cross my mind.
Yeah, that's right. It's still there. I better at least look at it for a second.
Y'all hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Toby, but we don't see you. But that's okay. We're going to go to Devin's song next, so you just take your time and get it right. Everybody's cool.
I'm on my mini cam, but I don't know why my picture isn't showing back.
Nope,
there it is.
You're all back. So, Devin, what songs did you do this week?
I did. Okay, so I told you this before the show started, but I was going to do an REO Speedwagon song.
What's Toby laughing at?
I think his camera went back out.
Sorry.
He was all happy and celebrating. His camera went out. I think he's gone again.
I still think you should do that REO
I'm here.
song.
Oh, he's here. No, I want to. I was going to do an REO Speedwagon song, which is, cheesy 80s, but I just like it. It's just good. But it was kind of, there's a few chords that were kind of weird. That was kind of hard to play on guitar versus piano. So I went with a Phil Collins song, which I love Phil Collins anyway. Against All Odds.
Mm-hmm.
So this was one of those kind of sleeper songs to me. Everybody knows In the Air Tonight. They love that song. That's a huge, hit. Against All Odds just has a cool feel to me. It always has, and it's one of my favorites.
I think it's a victim of the name. It should be called "Take a Look at Me Now," and then it would be a more popular song if people could connect the title to it. I think
that's true. And one cool thing I like about it, and I didn't play it this way on guitar because it's obviously there's more keys and synth for him. But one cool thing about it is on the chorus, it's a one chord. The first chord is a one chord, but he plays it with like a fifth in the bass.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't sound like your standard big cheesy one chord, It sounds really cool in the original, and it kind of gives it a little bit of this, a little bit more of a haunting kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't really do it that way on the guitar, but the way he does it in the original, I've always really liked that. It's a cool way to do that.
All right, well, let's hear this one.
All right.
How can I just let you walk away? Let you leave without a trace? When I stand here taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. How can you just walk away from me when all that I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we've shared the laughter and the pain, and even shared the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. Take a look at me now. Well, there's just an empty space, and you coming back to me is against the odds, and that's what I've gotta face. I wish I could make you turn around. Just turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. Take a look at me now. 'Cause there's just an empty space. But to wait for you is all I can do, and that's what I've gotta face. Take a look at me now. 'Cause I'll still be standing here, and you're coming back is against against all odds, there's the chance I've got to take. You take a look at me now. Take a look at me now. Just take a look at me now.
Killed it. That is so good.
Right.
I'm going to leave it. That was great. Get those fire emojis. Get those tips in there if you're trying to win a T-shirt or just support Devin for really putting himself out there with that cover. That's a good fit with you. Good fit with your voice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. It's fun.
The Twitch comments have dug out the fact that, which is great to have, they've said that the song's actually called Against All Odds, parentheses, Take a Look at Me Now. So behind that, look, somebody could go research the story, figure out how it got that way. I almost assure you that that is a record label executive's call and convince them to add the parentheses there because that was going to go to radio or whatever. Because that's I don't think that's the artist original intent of the title. If so, I'd like to hear the story on it. But that's the feel to me. You gotta make some compromises sometimes when the label
I agree
tells
with
you.
that.
That's one of those situations. That's like on the week's end, we were very adamant that Walls was like I think I don't know what song it was, but it wasn't first. And we had the note from which a chord is built was supposed to be the intro to the record because we knew that was how we intended it. But Tooth and Nail suggested that you got to start with that "Are you listening?" thing, and we listened to that, and I think they were right. I'm glad that they talked us into it. So I bet it's a similar situation with that on the Phil Collins. So
yeah, I would agree with that, I think.
Okay, so what is the plan with Toby then?
Well, I'm here. Y'all hear me?
I hear you.
I see you. Is there any way to put him in the feed?
No, you see him in the Skype call? We'll take a second to get it right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I hear him, which is good enough for now. If he's going to try and do news later is all he will need.
Yeah, he won't.
Otherwise, he can join from mobile or whatever.
He's on mobile.
Oh, you're on mobile. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then why wouldn't that? Oh, so the audio is slightly different. Let me see if I can add. Let me see if I can. I don't know if. Okay, I'll just take a second here. You can talk to the audience. I might have to add him into the software. I don't know if other people are hearing him. Okay. I think they're hearing him, but they can't see him. But I might can get his video up. So give me a second.
All right. So while you're doing that, we got Anchor's USMC. We appreciate it. He did a little wiki search. So it was recorded for the soundtrack to the 1984 film of the same name, Against All Odds, which I've never seen. It is a power ballad in which its protagonist implores an ex-lover to take a look at me now, knowing that reconciliation is against all odds while considering it worth trying.
Wow.
That's the wiki.
Wow.
So it was written specifically for a movie called Against All Odds.
I see. Well, that's more
to the story. Yep. Thank you, Anchor's USMC.
Well, speaking of power ballads, let's talk about the album "I'm Only a Man." Let's get
so
into
many power ballads on that.
One of the most disrespected albums of all time.
Oh, there's Toby's videos back. There he goes.
Oh, nice. He's got a little window inside of a window.
And then it went out. What the hell's going on, Toby?
I don't know.
That's not you can't blame your phone on your computer. Well, you can blame it on your the computer glitch conspiracy.
I'm telling you, it's the end of the world, and no one is listening.
That is true.
I see you again for the moment.
Toby's got picture-in-picture going. That's
jawline. My God, the jawline.
I'm going to leave it. Oh, it's going to go in and out. That's hilarious. Okay. All right. Funny. So ignore his visual. Try to block that out of your mind. But
there is no God, apparently.
It's upside down.
I mean, there can't be a God if this is happening. In a pandemic, God wouldn't let me talk to our fans. What kind of God is that? Yeah, sure, he maybe sends you to hell forever and burn in torment, but he won't let me talk about. Look at this.
Not this.
Like a living nightmare.
kind of God does this?
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, hopefully you stay in there while we're talking.
Yeah. So Toby, we'll stop worrying about your computer. And
told you.
So
it's my damn kids.
Here's what we're gonna do. You got to take a deep breath so we can be reflective and try to remember what it felt like to make that record, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But the thing about I'm Only a Man, we talked about it a lot. We did the Label podcast where we went through the story of it. Is it true that for all three of us, I guess we have the collective thing, like one of the things that you've been through in your life that was hard or bad or negative or difficult that made you who you are, is you'd say that experience? Would that be true for all three of us, that in your life, the Only Man experience is a very transformative and powerful one, and ultimately a positive one, but through negativity? Like, everybody goes through a really difficult thing and has these effects, and you grow from it. Is that how y'all see I'm Only a Man?
I think I have two separate feelings about this.
Okay.
So when we're talking about the outcome
Mm-hmm.
of I'm Only a Man, I remember initially, of course, it was negativity. It was like, man, this sucks. Like, we're not as good as we thought. Our album's not doing well. People don't like us anymore, or what? It was all these different things you have in your mind. But the recording of that album was one of the most fun times I've ever had.
No doubt about it.
You know what I'm saying?
It probably is the coolest. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
So
making that album was that's as much fun as I've had. It was like that. The last thing I did with a real innocent mindset.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and it was a big budget, extravagant thing, and I had I had a lot of innocence still at the time, so it really was a super high point.
We were in this amazing studio on this horse ranch for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 6 weeks, that's an insane amount of time to be in one place with the same guys writing and recording music.
Yes.
Right?
And we had more money than we'd ever had to do anything we've ever done.
We basically had the feeling like that tooth and nail, and all of our fans were like, we trust you guys, just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so we were there, we wrote the songs, basically finalized the songs in the studio. We took 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks to finish writing and recording like demos in this room, and it was awesome. We played pranks, we did stuff every day. It was just fun. And then for the next 4 to 5 weeks, we just woke up every day, had breakfast, recorded an album.
Yeah, it's also the last time we did a record that way, where we were everybody was together, the whole production team, everything was happening in one place. There was no families or going home or anything.
Right.
It was we didn't have families at the time. It was just it felt like the thing you think that bands do, the big thing that you think famous bands always do when they go to the studio and just do whatever. We used 2-inch tape. Remember we recorded the drums to a tape machine and then dumped it to Pro Tools, and from there.
It was definitely the most free recording we've ever done. And it was, like I said, I mean, it was an amazing experience. So it's hard for me to totally view it negatively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in my mind, it's like, man, that was so awesome.
Yeah. So if that's one bookend of it, the other one though is I'll put it in context. The other one is we felt bad or got burnt or learned a hard lesson, and it started a different relationship with music, I think. And then ultimately, I would trace it ultimately to the peak feeling or something was gone, to where we went through what you would call harder times for us, and then even you leaving the band is like a down eventually of it not going the direction we thought the band was going. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you were in the band for a while longer, and then you left the band. So to me, there's the peak before I'm Only a Man, and then what I would now look at. I didn't see that at the time, or no. I couldn't have had any way to look at it at the time, but now I look at it as there was a decline after that in morale and direction and my care for music. Even I think I got jaded where I wasn't open-minded about music anymore. I just kind of thought we got to figure out how to make it better so people like it more or something. Like I'm not clouding music made after that. It's just my mindset was different. And I think that
yeah, I think that's when I specifically, and I think all of us to some degree, but Toby and me probably the most, because Toby's the most vocal about it, in general throughout the band. But that's when we really started second guessing the longevity.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You started thinking, wait a second, maybe this won't last all that long, and maybe we do actually need to think about what's next. You know what I mean? That's when it kind of started becoming a little bit more real in that sense. Now, not at all did I immediately think after I'm Only Man came out, no thoughts in my mind were like, I want to quit the band. Mm-hmm. But like you said, there was probably a slow
decline
snowball.
phase.
Yeah, there was a slight
decline.
Up and
down. Yeah.
Yeah, and it probably never fully went back up. We did A Shallow Seas We Sail, which I still think's maybe one of our best albums for sure. Maybe if not the best overall album, personally. And so that was the rebound, and then from there, just kind of changed a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it's a little bit conflicted in my mind still.
Mm-hmm. But if in the even longer term from there, though, then you get to now. And then I see the whole thing as like the most best case scenario in a way, and the best lessons learned possible. But that's only been kind of recent that I've even had that view, to be honest. I didn't have the ability to learn I hadn't learned the lessons until almost kind of recently. That started from that is the way. I feel like I'm now finally harvesting the benefits and the hard lessons from a hard time. Maybe it sounds crazy to say hard time to people. Toby, can you mute yourself?
He's having a hard time.
Toby, are you there?
What am I doing?
Well, it just sounds like a radio effect or something.
Yeah, it was just
echo.
What is
Y'all don't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
I
now.
do now, but it's just kind of glitchy. Yeah, you're glitching.
Do you have a bad connection, Toby?
I know he's frustrated, but not much you can do now.
I'm sure he's trying to get the computer back, but I don't know if there's any point in him being on the mobile in the meantime. So either way is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if he hears us right now or not at all. But I'm not trying to say it in some negative way against the album, because I want to talk about the album and its music and its recording too. But I'm just saying a lot of people understand that the trajectory of it, as we talked about, we thought we were going to get $1 million and a major label deal. And I don't know. That's so crazy, because I so feel like I got saved from not having to even go down that path or live that life. I do not wish it had gone differently now.
Right.
Is the way I see it.
I 100% agree. Now, it's a little tricky, because at the time, and I would say within probably a year of recording that album, maybe even 2-3 years, whatever, we wouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? You would have said, man, I wish we would have gotten that big
or
deal
I
with
wish
the
the
major
music
label.
industry didn't fall apart, or I wish this would have happened, or downloading. There's every way you can spin the story to yourself, but you just didn't quite get it all. We just didn't quite get it all,
Yeah, but you're right. I think if I had to say, and obviously nobody knows, and we don't know. I mean, we're not really the kind of band that's going to get this huge radio hit necessarily and take off. And
we were thinking the party song would be a radio hit, right?
Yeah, I mean that was kind of we didn't write it for that purpose, but
we thought it had a shot at the time.
The label was like, oh yeah, this is kind of a catchy, kind of poppy song.
Because Politics was on radio. It was on, Politics at the time was on radio getting plays, and we're like, and we weren't even hardly trying. Wait to watch this, kind of thing,
Well, it's funny too. You probably remember this, but so David Bendeth, that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he mix the whole album?
Almost all, I think.
Okay,
I like most.
So
of it.
I remember we met with him. So David Bendeth is a big time mixer guy. I mean, I don't know who all he's done. He's done a bunch of kind of butt rock bands, right?
Breaking Benjamin, Paramore. He did the Paramore Riot album. Yeah, but
oh really? Well, that not all butt rock then. But he so we met with him, I remember, before we recorded the album. And he was talking, they all talk crap. It's like whatever. But he's building us up, saying all this stuff. And I remember when we brought him I'm Only a Man, I think he didn't he say something like, There's no hits on this album.
Yeah, he said
Or
party
something
song.
like that.
He goes, you think it's a radio song? It's got a double intro. He said something like that.
Right. So it was like immediately it was like, wait, no. So it didn't take long for us to catch on. Like, wait a second, maybe people aren't into this like right off. But yeah, you know, we thought it was going to be like kind of a, I don't know, kind of a late to the game cult following, which I guess that's what it ended up being, but just not to the point we thought it might be. So, but I still think looking back that in that moment we thought this is our best music. Like this is the best music,
no doubt,
that we've ever written compared to what was before. And maybe people in the chat or whoever listening would say, oh, it is. Or, you know, some people love the album, some people don't, whatever. But there's no way you could have done anything differently.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, there wasn't a way it could have gone differently. Nobody could have talked us into something different, and we didn't know what we didn't know. And it's just that it seemed like it was just all the same type of decision making we'd been doing the whole time. So we recorded the album with Ryan Butch, who was Ross Robinson's engineer, and Ross Robinson's just done everything. And Ryan's great, and he knows Pro Tools as good as anybody. And we thought we would just make it together, kind of, and we would do the songs that we had prepared because we had the songs all really written really well, and he would record it. And there was just one step missing. I wasn't trying to produce or thought I knew how to record at all at the time. It wasn't something I had any confidence in. I just thought, well, we need somebody to do the recording that knows how to clean it up, edit, set the mics right, and process it really well. I didn't have a understanding of what producers like Ed Rose and Aaron Sprinkle's talents truly are as far as getting the details creatively ironed out and managing the overall meta feeling of it. There's a higher level skill than you know. I understand it today. That's not about the sounds on the recording. It's about the energy and the overall. I mean, it's these really hard to describe things, and that's why I've never gravitated toward them. But Aaron Sprinkle, for instance, and Ed Rose just had a clear vision of what finished was and when it's right and how to manage the whole thing. And Ryan, being an engineer primarily and terrific at it, he didn't have that skill, that meta skill really as much either. And I certainly didn't have it, or the technical skill at the time. And so we got in the middle of it, and I learned a lot doing that because I kept feeling like there's something missing, and so I got involved. That's how I got into recording. And so the recording, there's a lot of stuff on the recording that I really, really, really do like. There's some really cool sounds.
Oh yeah.
And we just had so much good equipment, and all that stuff is there, but it didn't get put. It just didn't. The vision wasn't there for how the songs were supposed to actually turn out. And there's a ton of details too, like this is out of tune, or that's off, or that didn't. Nobody fixed that. You know, there's a ton of that on it, which. Some of it's pretty charming, though. So I have a weird relationship with the recording, but I know to be a commercial recording, it's way more experimental and very raw, but only raw in places and slick in places. It's not cohesive entirely. So now I think there's a weird thing where the fans and everybody really likes the songs and connects with it, and we really like it. And the recording is kind of quirky and oddball, and in a way that you come to really like. So it's a really mixed relationship. I think the recording itself. It's not. I do not think of it as a terrible recording or failure, but
no.
I do. There's a lot of it that I don't. I'm so. I've just. Oh man, if I could just go back. I've always had this. If I'd have just known at that time, how did I even let that? How did we not notice that?
Right.
You know, I have that feeling in so many tiny little places about details and stuff. There. The whole thing has that feeling to me.
Yeah. Well, like you said, so Ryan and. Remember we had a guy named Pooch come in.
Yeah.
He was like he was the drummer, drum tech, kind of an assistant. He was awesome. Their energy was awesome. So they had the energy that was really kind of getting us in that mode for what we were doing. But I even remember after the album came out, the recording, everything, Butch even eventually said, you know, like, I wish you guys had written a heavier album. Because his thing was like heavy music. Like that was his thing. We worked with him because we liked his style. He had worked with the Foo Fighters before. He'd done all different kind of stuff with Ross Robinson. We were like, this would be cool, you know, like this kind of be a combo deal, like you said. But his niche was like heavy stuff. And so I think if we had done a different album with him, like We Do What We Want, or if you'd done, just some different stuff, I think it would have been like probably one of people's favorites.
Yeah, he did Norma Jean, a couple of those Norma Jean records, right?
Yeah.
The second and third Norma Jean record, I believe.
And so this was, even though I'm Only Man has plenty of heavy stuff, it's not a heavy record. I mean, there's a lot of quirky stuff too. And so I think it just kind of caught him off guard a little bit, and he didn't really know what to do with that, some of that stuff too. And that, like you said, there was plenty of spots I was like, man, I wish the vocals were a little clearer here, a little more in tune here. And, I think that was a little bit of the tension was, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite recordings, even because of Butch. But if we had gone in and done that with Aaron Sprinkle or with someone else, it would have come out same songs sounding totally different.
Yeah, it would. I think there would have been a big difference in outcome of how everything went. I mean, I think it would have been almost a determinant, in a way. So now it's kind of cool, and it almost has that Pinkerton effect where Rivers had mixed feelings about it, but it's the best Weezer album. And even if you look back on it, I'm sure he doesn't dislike it or anything. It's just Weezer made a different choice after that and went a pop direction and said, I'm not trying to do that anymore. Like they learned, I always felt like they learned a lesson or something, but that doesn't mean but it is their best record. Oh yeah. So that, that's I embrace that whole situation about I'm Only a Man. And the chat, people are, interested in that too. I wonder what they, I'm not sure what their feeling is, and I really hate to sound like we're talking bad about one of our albums to the people that like it the most. So that's why it's a little bit of a tightrope there. But they just have great questions. Like I'm the Don't Bore Us, Get to the Chorus. You remember recording that? Yeah. That vocal part. How did that come? Do you remember that?
And I'll be honest. Okay, so I remember thinking a couple things. I remember when we came up and Toby was kind of driving Don't Bore Us, some of the parts of this. And the beginning I thought was cool and funny. It was kind of like Queen. The chorus being so electronic, I never really loved it when we were recording it. I felt I didn't really, maybe I even held back a little bit. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But in the moment, I was thinking like, I just don't think I don't think there's a bridge from one to the other. I remember kind of thinking that way, but I didn't, it's one of those things you're like, if everybody else is all about it, I didn't really want to cause any issues really at the time. And I'm not saying I was right. I'm just saying in the moment, I was kind of thinking that way, like, yeah, I just don't know if I love this. And then the beginning though, I thought was really cool, but it was almost like some of that stuff is almost like, what can we do just to kind of be crazy,
weird,
you know what I mean?
Because it's so weird anyway.
Right. Let's just keep throwing it on top. You know what I mean? Like whatever we want to do, which was fun and awesome, but maybe it wasn't the right decision in every case, for some of the songs.
Yeah, but that song is popular and people really like it.
I know.
It's ambitious. It's very ambitious.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite to get pulled off, or it may kind of does or something, but it's in that territory.
Exactly.
It's in.
But it's people can. I think it's cool for people to see, like, yeah, there was decisions that were being made by each person throughout the record that probably we weren't. Not every decision that's made about a record is unanimous. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always things that are like, well, Josh doesn't really like this, or, well, it's just kind of have to go with something. At some point, you kind of have to just go with it. Mm-hmm. You can't sit on one thing forever and make decisions. You have to just kind of move forward. So that was probably one of the albums that we kind of had a few of those that were just like, well, we just got to go. We just got to move.
So what we're doing now then is it's exciting because we're doing an update of the album. That's the way I think of it. We're not trying. I'm not trying to recreate the original recording, but we're also not trying to change anything. We're just trying to record these songs directly and as purely as these songs can be directly recorded.
Right.
And it's an update. It's kind of a duo. It's not a do-over, an attempt to outdo, but it is just kind of an update to who we are, but to do these songs in their complete original spirit with the belief that we can do them better. I do believe that we have and can do these better, but we're just now in the second track of that. So we're going to try and do one every week. And the main contrast now is just the insanity of the opposite stories of the recording. So the first one, like we said, was the most extravagant recording experience you could imagine, and we spent something close to about $100,000 making it. The mixes alone with Bendith cost $3,000-$4,000 a piece for the mixes. You know, we spent $50,000 on the studio, and I had 50 guitars and 25 amps. I got amps from all over people. I rented amps from companies, and it was just all that stuff. I had 50 guitars. I went to Nashville. I had a Gibson deal, and just people gave me guitars. It's all this stuff. And now we record, and we spend all that time on it and everything. And now, just with, I don't know, technology and some maturity and experience, the recordings we're making now, I don't think would be any better if we spent more time or money on them. And we record them. We did 4 songs this week, and this is one of them. You know, like we have 4 songs this week. One of them is the party song, which I did the drums for a little while ago, before the virus. We did on Christmas break. Dave went in and we tracked the drums for the whole record in 3 or 4 hours. Just played along with the recording and did the drum tracks like that. And then we've been doing finishing the songs here 1 week at a time. So party song this week, and I am very happy with how it turned out. And I'm just kind of taking the opposite approach where none of that stuff matters. So the drums we did ourselves with the same gear we use live, with the same mixing console that Josh sets it up and engineers that. And then the guitar, I did it through, people ask me about the guitar so much, and I'm just going to say I did it the simplest way. Sitting right behind me, I have a Helix stomp pedal, and I put on the AC-15 modeler and then tweaked the treble and bass and just recorded it. With Tube Screamer pedal emulator in front of it. And then I turn the Tube Screamer off for the clean part. And that's it. I just take the same guitar I use live, sitting right here, and just put it in there, and that feels great to me. And then the bass, Chris Keene did, and then I did the synth this morning right here on the synthesizer I've been using week to week. And I'm just stoked on the recording and its clarity. And then I mixed it this morning. Josh actually Josh and I are both mixing together, so he would go on and went through all the channels a couple of days ago. He went camping this weekend, but so then I go back in and continue working on it and mix it until it's done from there. But he does a layer of technical engineering or mixing in there, and just finished it, got notes from you guys, and then I put it up and mastered it in Lander. So master with an AI assisted program that works super well, and it's all done, and that's all. It costs $0 and took some number of hours this week of a collaborative effort. So Chris Keene from California, Toby from North Carolina, you in Illinois, Josh at his place down the street, me here, just everybody working on it, bunch of hours of labor, and it comes out so good. I'm really thrilled with where we're at, especially on this one, because this was an important song. I know that Rock and Roll, we did that one, but this one being an important song and knowing what went into it and how big of a deal, it's still one of our biggest songs, is Party Song. Yeah. So I'm hoping that this one people will really care and get it or enjoy it, and you can totally free to prefer the other version. Totally fine. Yeah. You have no reason to have to prefer this version, but you might. You might prefer it because you can hear it's just a little bit more of who we are, I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would be surprised if people don't prefer it, but it's not like an absolute, Mm-hmm. But to me, I hear it and I'm like, man, it just sounds, I don't know the best word to describe it.
Truer.
It sounds truer. It sounds
authentic.
more, yeah.
I think it sounds better, but that's neither here nor there. Really.
It's not, I'm not really listening for better. It's just more clear in my mind. Like this is it. This is the sounds that we really want.
Talk about doing the vocals on this. How are you doing vocals now? And this song in particular, you didn't do the lead on. I wish Toby was here to explain that, but we may get it back. But in any case, how are you approaching these main vocal takes?
Well, in a similar fashion that I did for Rock and Roll too. So our goal is to basically do 1 or 2 really solid full run-throughs of the song, like a true, like if we were doing it live, just sing the song how you would, sing it aggressively, sing it just true, and just get through it. And whatever parts that you feel a little unsure about, we just go back and patch. So for instance, mine this week, I sing a decent amount in Party Song, not like a ton, but I went one whole take through, and then I think I patched 2 spots. So it wasn't like, I wasn't patching every other line. It was like, oh yeah, these 2 don't sound exactly like I would probably want them to, so I'll just fix those, and that was it. So that felt pretty cool.
That's more enjoyable than doing a bunch of takes and having.
Yeah, because when you're punching individual lines, which I don't mind that. I mean, when I'm doing that, you're almost looking for perfection. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're looking for, oh yeah, that's exactly how I hear it in my brain. But this way, it's like I'm just singing it the best way that I can in a live kind of feel, and then anything that I don't think fits, we can just fix it. Mm-hmm. So it feels a little bit more true.
It's more pure and natural. Yeah. I mean, but we weren't always good enough musicians to do that either. So that's one weird thing about our genre is you can, especially the more experimental or technical that music has become with technology, me chiefly, have gotten into, I can play beyond myself if I punch or take more time or practice this or explore this versus make myself know it, be able to nail it all the way through, and then simply try to capture it with good energy, which, so a song like this that's been refined, I was able to do in the same way. So I think what you'll see in this video, and if you go check out the video, we play it here, is Dave's take is pure. It's 100% through. There may be something that changed or edited or swapped out a fill, but it's a pure take there, and he only did one take. I think that's true about everything. I did the guitar in a pass-through once I got it all the way. So these videos aren't lip syncs of this. It's the playing that goes into the recording, and then after the fact, if it's off, it's because it was changed or edited or fixed or an alteration made. But I think you're seeing on these videos the pure takes of everything, including maybe that synth one. I did overdub that synth thing because I didn't do it in real time. I didn't know what it was. I had to remake those synth sounds today. But I did that this morning just because I was like, oh, yeah, I have a cool synth. I can make those beeps, original with an analog synth now. So,
hey, I'm here. Y'all hear
Toby's
me?
back. You want to talk to us about the party song before we play it?
I can't. I don't know if it's you that brings me up or what. I'm not sure.
No, you're up. You're up. Are you all the way back? Take your time. We can talk.
I don't think I'm all the way back. I have a feeling I'll be gone any second, but I'm sorry. I don't know. I rebooted. Right. Somebody in the feed said reboot your router, so I did. And I did everything I could, but I'm not exactly sure. Tip. It looks like I'm still even like weird slow or something. I think it's all the firecrackers that shot off in Charlotte last night. I'm going to blame that. But well, I have no idea. It feels like the worst feeling I've ever had besides COVID. So the worst feelings I've ever had in my life are COVID and my Wi-Fi access right now.
Well, you may have missed us talking, but we've set up the party song. We're almost there. We're talking a little bit about how we recorded it and the vocal take. I mean, you know what else is interesting, Toby? You could take it from here, but y'all just did your vocals in those mics you're talking on right now in your room, right?
Right.
Just same signal chain as you're sitting here with.
Well, I'll say on the redo, is that what are we calling this? I'm only a man.
I'm like an update. It's just an update.
I'm only a man update. Well, for me, Matt, you asked me to, when we did the video, just record myself on the first take, like do it all the way through. And that actually really worked this time. Like
put some pressure on you to get
I don't
there.
know I don't know what you did in the studio after I sang it, but I sang the entire song one time through, and I was really happy with it. And then I was like, okay, I'm probably a fool. It's Toby here. You know who you're talking to, Toby. Toby, you're talking to Toby. So I said, to myself, I said,
self,
why don't you do a extra take? This maybe, just in case. And so I did another take, and I cut a couple of spots and basically did a double. But I thought the one time through was really good. I was really proud of myself. Like I felt like I gave it my all and I sang it really well. Mm-hmm. And normally that doesn't happen. Normally I'm pretty critical and stuff, but it just sounded really good. And so just doing a double of it was really fun. And it was really fun. Like I think Devin, you said this earlier, it was really fun just doing a song that you know so well. Like that, the fact that I know this song so well. Devin and I played this song on Songs and Stories tours. And we play this song live with Emery, full band, and all this stuff so much that I just know this song so well that it just didn't feel intimidating or like my identity wasn't wrapped up in it. I was like, oh, I'm going to sing this song and I know it. And so it felt really good. So I really enjoyed singing the song actually.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at as a producer, is that energy of it being, it's the some subtle confidence of that take where you do it under pressure. So to me, what I'm focused on as a producer is more the mind trick part of it, like having you do it with that camera and know that you're going to be seen and everybody's going to see it today, right now, in a couple of minutes from now. That's actually something. That's an actual real context in which you did the performance. And I think that's what it's all about. So these performances on this recording are real performances under different contexts put together, of course, but they're performances. It's not a recording built in a studio. So that's kind of where my head is at. It's like, what do we really purely and truly sound like if you just optimize for that and don't focus on really almost anything else? And it's weird to do it digitally or do it by yourself. Like, that's the challenge, is you can't, I'm interested in seeing what but part of doing it here and knowing I had to premiere it here and the mix has to be done, everything has to be done, is the context in which the recording makes. And it's kind of like stand-up comedy. You have to do it in front of people with pressure to find out if it's working or how to do it. And there's something about leaning into that I think is really making it cohesive and stuff. So now I'm just talking to people. Again, it's fine with me. It's fine with you, Toby, if people prefer the old version. Is that part of the liabilities, doing it this way is doing it worse?
I understand that. Like, I mean, you get, the number one thing that has affected my life the most in the world is demo-itis, where we write a song and I can't, when I hear the mix, I go, oh God, no. And I just hate the mixer, and I think they're terrible and they don't know anything. But it's just that I'm so used to what I know that I can't hear outside of that context. So if somebody loves the original I'm Only a Man, no skin off my back. But I think this is a reboot mostly for us. I mean, this is something that we wanted to do and something that we wanted to try, and it gives us the opportunity to do vinyl and all that stuff for sure. But the other point of it is this was our third record, and we didn't know what we thought this was everything, and it turned out the way it did. And so why not just give it a little bit of a reboot, a little refresher?
So we're in the middle of doing the whole record, but we're happy to have the party song this week. So we'll roll it in a second, and then we'll talk about putting it on vinyl. And how that works. But if you're listening to this, I assure you should go find the video and check it out, because there's real performances there. It's just it's not a made after the fact thing. It's a video capture of something close to the complete production of the song. There's doubles and there's editing. It's not pure in that sense, but these are the real performances from us playing a song that we know well as we sound today, optimized fairly decently. And I'm very proud of it, and happy to be have a container context in which this could matter and have meaning with you guys and with Devin and Toby again. And it's all positive, man. It's all good. Even what was bad now somehow seems good to me. I'm in actually a pretty good mental state, I feel, about it, and I am really thankful. I mean that sincerely. But here is the party song. I never imagined we'd be able to make recordings like this pure, this well. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize we would get here, we'd ever be here 10 years, 15 years later, and all that kind of stuff. So here we go. Party song update. Woo. In a second. And party song update.
Update.
If I was still a Christian, I'd probably be dead.
The party, but the party never stops. I know you like the party, but the party never stops. Well, I know you, I know you, I know you. I know you wanna be here, so you just let go. No one's ever gonna tell you no. Well, I want to, 'cause I know you, but you party on. Get your party on. stole money from her purse. She finally tossed you out. You should be ashamed. Don't sit there judging me. You'd be the same if you could see. So let's have another drink and we'll party on. Get your party on. Get your party on. This is my last advice. Leave with me, 'cause you could die tonight. I got this, I got this, I got this, so go ahead. Drugs are used as a place to hide, 'cause we'll live bad if you don't get this right. I got this, I got this, I got this, I don't need you. February, it still is scary, the month your father died. A little girl in a shrinking world, looking for her place to run and hide. Well, I know you like the party, but the party never stops. I know you like the party, but the party never stops. Well, I know you, I know you, I know you, but you party on. Party on. Get your party on. Get your party on. Come on, one last time, go. This is all you've got. This is my last advice. Live with me, 'cause you could die tonight. I got this, I got this, I got this, so go ahead. Drugs you use as a place to hide, 'cause we'll live bad if you don't get this right. And I got this, I got this, I got this, I don't need you.
Yes, sir. We got it. Every bit of it. That was
sounds
awesome.
good, man.
And that is
That
the.
sounds really
I mean, it's that's where we're at for now. That's probably not final mix, because we'll mix them
Right.
all and make some adjustments as we get toward the end of the phase. But we're in week 2 of going through that whole record. There's the flute part is missing in the bridge. There's these two flutes that come from a mellotron. Mellotron's like this machine that has these samples in it early from Abbey Road. So there's these Abbey Road flute sounds that the Beatles use. Like Strawberry Fields and stuff. It's that kind of sound, but I didn't get it or pull it up yet. So that's missing from the bridge. But other than that, it's all basically there. The synth is slightly different, and I added a couple of things and tweaked the synth a little bit. But other than that, that's the song. I think it's quite in character of the original and what it is, and hopefully a good compliment to the original version.
It's funny. Derek Tinbush is on here, who worked for Tooth and Nail back when we early in our musical days, and he just wrote in the chat, "Sounds killer. Let me get Best Buy on the phone."
Yeah.
He was the guy who probably got "I'm Only a Man" in stores.
Oh,
Is that right?
Yeah,
He was there at the time.
He said, "You got to give it a few listens, but trust me,
Yep.
take a bunch of units."
He was that guy.
Did y'all lose my video again?
Yeah, I lost your video again.
Video.
I hear you though. There you go.
There
There
you
it
go.
goes back. So we're hitting.
You're not doing that? It just
I'm
came
not
back
doing
on its
it.
own?
Yeah, it just goes in and out at the
COVID,
moment.
man. It's COVID.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, Derek Tinbush probably thinks that on a certain level, we ruined all people in the music industry's careers.
Yeah, we screwed
I'm
him
only-
over. They had careers.
We
that were
wrote
counting
"I'm
on
Only
us.
a Man," and that was the end, right?
Yeah, I
That
feel
was
bad
it.
for all the label people
He's done
we
pretty good.
screwed over with the bad music. No, I'm just kidding. No. The label was
Derek
really
Tinbush
supportive
is the
of
person
it. They really
Derek
were.
Tinbush is the person that took us up to the top of Capitol Records building in L.A. You remember that? It looks,
yeah.
it's like the Circle building.
Yep.
And we went up to the very top, and it was just, I was like, this is crazy, man. Like, I'm in L.A. on the top of a building of the top of Capitol Records, looking at L.A.
Yeah.
I was like,
like you belong there, you deserve to be there or something. Like,
yeah.
well, I mean, I'm that good, so of course I'm
just
here.
the beginning, I thought.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that
Just the
moment
beginning.
of all that time was like, well, this must be how anybody felt on their journey upward.
Right.
Or something like that, And it's real weird to say, but of course that was absurd to have us on the build. I don't know what I thought that meant I mean, I don't know where you thought then you'd be now, but
I thought I'd be Aerosmith or something, right? Like I just thought, well, when we write "I'm Only a Man," forget it. See ya, Mom and Dad. I'm waving goodbye to my family. See ya, everybody. Told you.
they'll see.
Told you.
So what about the vinyl? So we're gonna do vinyl. Devin is the vinyl master in charge of everything. But I just know this much. It's one cool thing about the vinyl is that these re-recordings do allow us to control everything, and we don't have to get clearance since we re-recorded it and all that. We're going to control the artwork and sell it, and we get to do everything here. So that's a really good, big upside.
Yeah, it's funny because thinking back to our early records, "I'm Only a Man" we're talking about specifically, vinyl wasn't a big thing, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there were people who collected vinyl, obviously, throughout the decades prior, but it wasn't something that labels made. It was kind of they were overpriced and you didn't make them. It wasn't, the first vinyl we made was "You Were Never Alone." Is that right?
Yeah.
When we were no longer
I mean, there
on
was some
Nail.
pressing of Weeks In that somebody did somewhere or whatever, but yeah,
Somewhere,
first one we
but
ever
not
had
like
any knowledge of or involvement. Yeah.
Pressing till later. So, but now, over the past 5, 6, 7 years for us and our scene, and it's become more of the common man tends to collect vinyl sometimes now. So more than just the hipster type folks. So now,
wait, you telling me vinyl's made it all the way down to peasant level?
Pretty close. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, you got people who want to listen on vinyl. Yeah. And so, but what's really cool now, and people always ask us these questions like, why can't you do this? Or why can't you make that on vinyl? Why can't you do Shallow Seas? Why can't you do this? And the truth is, it's not because labels are just terrible. I mean, they're not all of them are very good, but Tooth and Nail is great. They were nothing but good to us, but they are owned or were owned. Are they still owned by
Tooth and Nail's
EMI?
Independent, but
Independent
I'm Only
now.
a Man, and our back catalog is owned by Universal
They were
Music
owned by,
Group,
yes,
which is owned by Capital.
Right.
Global
and
Capital
EMI was
company,
a big back then or whatever. So they have the rights to our masters. So just kind of get technical. You know more about this than me, Matt. They have the right to our masters, which therefore means that they are the ones who press they own the music in order to make the copies of whatever we make. CDs. We had to buy our CDs to sell them, right?
They own the recordings, not the compositions, is basically
the recordings, not compositions. So we used to have to purchase our CDs for $5 each, right? Mm-hmm. And from them and then sell them or whatever. So other than just the now that we own our own music, the newer stuff, and including the new version of "I'm Only a Man," we just go straight to the press. We do it ourselves all the way down to from start to finish. So we're going to be able to do that like we have done our past couple of albums. And so we're going to, you said July 15th, we're going to start the pre-order for Emery "I'm Only a Man" vinyl. So there'll be some other options, but we're going to have, just the normal stuff. Like we're going to have the standard vinyl. We're going to have, a couple of variants. We'll probably have an Emery Land exclusive option. Just things like that we want to show a little bit extra appreciation for the people who are helping us fund this. So that's the plan, is on July 15th, you'll be able to go and pre-order all that stuff. I know you just spent money on our newest record like not long ago, but we got more things that you can buy if you want to. But this pre-order is going to be going on for a while. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to
the length of the recording.
Yeah, I think we're trying to rethink just the way of everything's up for grabs as far as what's the right protocol or procedure. There's just whatever works. So we're going to keep making the record and pre-ordering and showing the songs weekly and pre-ordering. And I don't know, it's like a book. The pre-order can be open as long until it comes out, until we run out of the unit. I mean, the pre-order will help us know how many units exactly to order when it's time to do that, which we'll know because we'll be making the final songs and we'll already have X amount of pre-orders. So it'll probably be 1,000 or 2,000 copies or something like that. And we'll just make those choices as we go, as based on the pre-orders, and we'll let you know if it has to cut off or if it may sell out, and certain ones will sell out. I imagine we can get test presses too, right?
Oh yeah,
special edition. So we'll have details on that. It might be on the website now. Now being after June 15th, anybody that hears this, I think will probably have this in the podcast feed coming up. So that's what emerymusic.com. And
it'll be
link
probably
in the description, perhaps.
Yeah, Riva is working on it. I think it'll be emerymusic.com/IOAM or I'm Only a Man. It'll be something. We'll make sure we communicate that really well. But I just want to be clear with everybody too, because not everyone knows the process, and we get a lot of confused people who pre-order. Oftentimes they're like, "Hey, I pre-ordered like two and a half weeks ago. Where's my stuff?" And they're like, "Okay, this is a pre-order." So we will pre-order this stuff, but the vinyl themselves will not be ordered from the warehouse, from the factory until the record is done, obviously. So in like 10 weeks from now.
Yeah, it'll be 10 weeks for the record is done and shipped off the master to them. Yeah.
Right. So that's when we will actually ship it to the vinyl pressing company. And then from there, there's another 8 to 10 weeks of vinyl being pressed, and then they ship it to us, and then we ship it out. So it's a long process. Just so everyone knows, if you order a vinyl 1 week from now or on July 15th, you're not going to get the vinyl for several months.
It'll be this year. It'll be in the fall.
Yes. Yes. But I just want everyone to know and understand. Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll put up these videos and share some of the stuff here. And in Emeryland, you'll have the recordings as we go, of course.
Yes. Yes.
So anybody that wants to join Emeryland, which is a good time to say that, if you join Emeryland, it supports all the stuff that we do. So we did these songs this week. We got another one to show you, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. And we are just working on music as much as we can and as hard as we can. I just don't know how to say it. It's just like, I'm just so happy. We just make music and we work on it, and it's funded, and it's more pure than it's ever been. And that, like, I'm going to work on music a bunch next week, and the next week, and the next week I'll be wrestling a mix or fighting a guitar tone. And I just, the opportunity to do that's so great. But Emeryland is what helps us do that. So we're just loading that up with a bunch of assets, man. We're making songs every week that they get the files for. I'm going to release all the Pro Tools sessions, stems, anything anybody wants you can have in there. So we'll have dozens and dozens of songs, EPs. They got a Christmas EP last year. So there's lots of stuff that's not just a full-length albums that the members of Emeryland have. And we'll give you these Only a Man songs as we go. So you'll have the masters as we go, and then we'll give you the updated. And then one day you'll have a vinyl, and we'll celebrate on that day too. But that's basically our process and where we're at for now. So thanks again for making it that way, that we've got this configuration. Is good. Toby is restarting, so he'll be back in a second. I think he even has I think he might have some damn news if he can pull it off. If not, we'll move on to the next song.
Yeah, he does have some, but yeah, we might have to move on. But, we'll give him a few minutes here. But one thing that's going to be really cool about this whole process to me is as we kind of go through it, when you write a full album, generally, you only play a few songs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't ever get to play them.
I'm Only a Man. That's probably one of the albums that we play more songs than some, right?
Probably played half of them live.
There's several albums that we played. There's several songs off this album that we play live, and we have for a long time. And our goal before COVID was we were going to do I'm Only a Man tour.
Yeah.
And do the whole thing, and so that's kind of on the back burner. So we'll see where that ends up, depending on everything. But so I'm excited because we get to play some songs on here that I have almost forgotten.
Mm-hmm. You get to relearn them. It's fun.
Yeah, you relearn them, and it comes back so fast.
World Away next week, I'm excited about. I get to put my head in that space starting tonight. Well, tonight I clear my mind, and then tomorrow I'll start absorbing that song, and then we'll be here next Sunday. Yeah, I love it.
It's crazy. It doesn't seem that wild. Like if you were in a studio focusing on your record, it's not that crazy that you record one song a week, right? Ultimately, you'd probably record multiple songs a week, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you could, but under those circumstances, yeah.
But literally, we're home doing 100 other things.
Oh, yeah.
With our kids and other podcast stuff, and I'm shipping constantly every day. And then we come down to our basements and we say, okay, for the next couple hours, this is my time. I'm doing music. I'm figuring this out. And so it's
just a real discipline, though. But like that, the discipline thing about it is my favorite part. And I never had that before. I feel like the way comedy is or jazz is, it's like you have to go be present and do it. And it's a discipline. You have to make time and you go do it. And then it's rewarding. and there's nowhere to hide, and it's like a practice, It's like developing a practice of outputting music, and it's just been different, and that's kind of where it is.
Well, I remember when we were first kind of starting.
Very hard to get to make the time, and then so rewarding when you're able to do it.
Well, and I'll say this for you, Matt. I mean, you've increased the speed at which you finish parts and songs tremendously. I would say over the past 6 months.
Yeah, that's been my goal. I mean,
that's
my
your
goal
right?
is to not do things from the bottom up version of focus on every detail, because I like the details. I've always been obsessed with all the details. It's how I learn music. It's just analytically, fundamentally for what makes a chord. I mean, I hear hear every note in every chord. I hear 4 notes in every chord, and then there's texture. Just everything is in this. Everything for me is in these layers of analysis, but I'm trying to let all of that go and just look at it from the top down and ask what is it and how can I achieve it, and then whatever it is, that it'll be that, So it's totally reversible. It's taken me some speed to get up to, but it allows so much more collaboration, and it just allows a lot more to possibly happen, which is exciting. So I'm excited to see how that actually plays out in a mentality of making newer and newer music. So this is all just building what I'd call our machine. I read a book by a guy named Ray Dalio who talks about it's basically just how to think is the way I take his book, but it's called Principles is the name of his book. But he says that his company, which is like a financial company or something, he thinks of everything as a machine that you work on. So I've flipped it and said we record ourselves to thinking we have a way we record that is like a machine, like an industrial machine, and we all work on the machine and tweak it and tune it, and it has inputs and outputs, and we focus on it and how can we build it. And part of it's the feedback mechanism and the interrelated stuff we're doing here. All the recording sessions live in the cloud and people work on them directly instead of sending files. So all those are decisions of trying to turn our recording factory into this external thing that we are able to just input things, and then the output is, and doesn't, maybe somebody gets in and mixes or whatever it is. It's just we have a goal of the song and a time limit and constraints, and then we work hard to produce the outputs. So it's kind of philosophical shift, but it's really it's fun. But it takes away all those hours of just micro picking at everything, because you could do that forever.
Oh yeah, And I would say that adding Chris to our band was a big part of that too. Because and I've seen people kind of asking this, throughout, because it's a little confusing who Chris is, what he does, and all that. Chris is a big part of what we do. He records a ton of stuff. He plays guitar. He plays bass. He does lots of stuff for us. But he is a tremendous musician, specifically bass player, way better than Toby and I. Toby and I are filler bass players. We do fine jobs. We're good enough to play live. We do a pretty good job. But we're not anywhere near what Matt and Chris are as far as guitar and bass players. So we are totally 100% fine with those guys covering all that stuff throughout recordings. That I have no pride at all about that. I let that go a long time ago. So he basically plays bass for the most part now on all our recordings. I think Matt was doing it before, and then Chris kind of took it over. So that's pretty much what he does. And then live, he plays guitar with us. But Chris is that way. You can send Chris an idea in the morning, and he'll send you a pretty full formed demo, almost recording quality idea that night.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean?
Quick.
Like, he's fast. So that's been like, wow, we can really achieve high quality stuff quickly.
Yeah, it's just you sound like you sound. It's not like, what do I want to try to sound like and figure out how to make that. It's like, how do I sound in this situation? And then magic can happen, kind of from there. But Chris is terrific. He plays in Saves the Day. His band's Surrogate, and he plays with us too. And so if Toby's not back, let's talk a little bit more about Chris.
I'm here.
Okay.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I just don't see you.
I don't know why. I've been trying every possible thing I can, and we're not mad at
it's
you.
going to go out if you try to do the news, so you might want to save the news.
Yeah, I'll just save it. I mean, it's not. It wasn't that great anyway.
It'll still be great if it's great next week.
Y'all see me now?
You know how the news cycle is.
I mean, it's going to go away. I don't understand. Like, I have no understanding of what is happening. Today,
usually you figure it out pretty quick.
I know. I mean, I promise you, I've restarted my computer like 10 times. Even just this night, it's gone, right?
It went in and out. I mean, all we could do is quit everything and start and see if it's something. You know, we'd have to restart something else to try it. So,
sorry, and I do not have a recording of this. So
that's okay. We got it. We got everything we need here. So
fudge.
Okay. So Toby didn't really get to take the reflective journey of the I'm Only a Man. He's been stressed out constantly for the last 45 minutes.
Can I at least do my? Well, I was gonna try and at least do my 5-second interview that I did.
Let's try to do it.
Try it. Give it a shot.
All right. Can you make me full screen?
Yep. If it goes out, fuck it. But let's give it a shot. Hold on.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna try and do my This is my 5-second interview with
Under Oath. It was from the news.
Under Oath.
Yeah.
All right. Let me make sure I got the volume going.
Okay.
I think y'all can hear it. I think everything's good.
Yeah.
Probably not. It probably ain't. All right, here we go. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Hey, fellas, Spencer, Aaron, glad you guys are here. Let's get right to it. How have things been going since the new record came out?
If I was still a Christian, I'd probably be dead.
Oh, God.
Damn it. Yeah, all right. I want to play it one more time.
Good.
Just give me one more.
All right, I'll give you one more.
All right. Because it's 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Give me one more.
Yeah, keep going. If you got more 5 seconds, I love it.
No, it's the same, but
I'll play it again.
I think it's worth it. All right, here we go. 5-second interview.
Hey, fellas, Spencer, Aaron, glad you guys are here. Let's get right to it. How have things been going since the new record came out?
If I was still a Christian, I'd probably be dead.
Oh,
5-second interviews with Toby Morrell, right?
That's
the
good,
damn
man.
news.
That's good.
My God.
That's good.
I mean, I'm here now.
We're glad you're back.
I can try to do some news if you want me to, but I don't. You think it's going to go away?
I don't know.
We don't know, man. I mean, we've been on for a while, so maybe let's save the news.
Hey, it's gone. I knew it. You pulled it off, though. You got the 5-second interview.
All right, yeah, the news is gone. Well, one of my newses was really cool. It was going to be about Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah.
And his girlfriend, who is an older lady. Like, you think Keanu Reeves just handsome, unbelievable. It was kind of cool. But
I've seen her.
Yeah. So I won't do this one next week, but I wanted to ask y'all, can you name, I mean, everybody always shits on Keanu Reeves, right? Just like they're shitting on me and my internet access tonight.
Yeah.
But can you name 10 Keanu Reeves movies?
For sure. You mean? Maybe I can't rattle them all, but sure. I mean, Devin here can sit here and
all
do
right,
that.
let's just try. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, Bill and Ted 1 and 2.
Bill and Ted 1 and 2.
No, you can't do 1 and 2.
Matrix 1, 2, and 3. I got 5. I got John Wick 3. Okay, almost. That's 8.
Sequels.
Okay.
No
let's just try individual. So Bill and Ted.
Yep.
Point Break.
Yep.
Matrix.
Yes.
The Gift.
The Gift.
Oh, that's a
good movie.
John
Wick.
That's 5.
What's the Walk Among the Clouds? What's that one called?
Yeah,
Walk in the Clouds,
where he makes wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only 6, huh?
That's 6. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Don't look it up. Don't put it in the chat. You had to exhaust it.
So many good ones. Don't look at the chat.
Oh.
All right. You
Speed.
Speed. Yeah, you got to know Speed.
One.
That's 6.
That's
Think
7.
about the one. He's a football player.
Oh, Replacements.
They're replacements.
Yeah. That's 8.
That's
That's 8.
Give us another hint.
What about one where he has to go against Satan?
Oh yeah, Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate is such a good movie.
There's another one.
Yep.
It's like on a lake or something.
Yep.
What's that
You're
one?
right.
On Lake House. Lake House.
Yeah, I think
I'm serious.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't remember what it's about, but Constantine. I saw that
sick.
one in the chat.
You know who's my favorite in Constantine is Gavin Rossdale.
Oh yeah,
he plays a demon or something, and he's great.
That is harder than you think. You think you could come up with 10 pretty easy, but
he was in one that I loved. This movie. This is classic. I think let's see, when was it? 1996. This is classic. Chain Reaction.
Oh, Chain
You remember that?
I remember
movie?
that
Morgan
one, yeah.
Freeman's in
Where
it.
like it was like this nuclear
Yeah.
bomb went off or something. They were making this nuclear fission thing.
Was that with
Speed?
Ethan Hawke? No.
It was Morgan Freeman and Keanu.
That was said Point Break,
Oh,
of course.
right,
You had to
right.
say that. Now, one, I'm telling you, this movie is phenomenal, and it had Steve Martin in it.
And Keanu?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Parenthood.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Keanu was in
movie is-
Parenthood, the original
it-
Parenthood movie. That's right.
So
That's old.
good. That movie
That's
is
fun.
so good. He was in River's Edge, and I was gonna show it tonight. He was in Paula Abdul video, Rush, don't you run it on. I was gonna play that tonight for my damn news, but I mean the Lake House, Devin. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
The day the Earth stood still.
Mhm.
Oh, I remember that one. Oh, that was that
Johnny
weird
Mnemonic,
alien movie,
yeah.
right?
Oh, Johnny Mnemonic, yeah, so good. I was trying to look at the other. Now, also one that y'all didn't say, but
Was
it
he
really
in
cool.
one of those that weird animated movie, half animated, weird? What was that weird
Yeah.
ass thing?
Oh yeah, what was that?
It
yeah.
was.
I didn't like the vibe of it.
I'm
What was
trying to.
that movie?
It was
Scanner Darkly.
Scanner
yeah.
Darkly.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was also in Toy Story 4.
Which
The
voice
voice.
was he?
He was the motorcycle guy in Toy Story 4.
Oh, that's
That could
funny.
do- you know what I mean?
The guy that from Canada or whatever.
Yep. So, and he's going to be in Matrix 4 and Bill and Ted's new movie that's coming out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he's pretty great. He's pretty good.
He picks great movies.
And
I
then
mean,
go ahead and
Jo-
just say your top one. Well, you can't. There's no way. You can't even go top, can you?
What's
Well,
top
you-
3?
Okay, you
movies?
can say
Point
which
Break has
movies
to
he
be.
in that's the best movie, and which movies he in that you think you like him. He's great in. So Point Break and Matrix is the best, like most important best movie that could
yeah.
ever matter. But Point Break, come on, the best application of
I
Keanu.
watched it the other day, but I'm telling you, him in The Gift is a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, Johnny
so-
Barksdale.
Yeah, that's the best.
Keanu never plays a bad guy.
He does in
know
that
what I mean?
movie.
No,
I know in that movie, yeah, Donnie Barksdale.
Johnny
he's
Barksdale, man.
he's just
amazing.
just an awful person, and yeah. So anyway, it's the damn news.
Thank you, Toby. You made it
Yeah,
through.
no, that was
we
good.
did it.
That was good.
You missed the
I
whole
apologize, guys. Good
meat of
God.
the interview. We had Devin on, so that was really good. Okay, we have another song that also has some interesting stuff to it.
Yes, it does.
So not only did we do this week, we did a whole nother full production song, including drums, this week, and it is a custom song. So custom songs is something we started dabbling in a long time ago. I think the earliest custom songs we did is we did a batch of custom songs for the Matt and Toby first record, to the crowdfund of that. And we did 12 songs where we wrote them, and this is back in, I don't know what year that was, 2010 or something.
2012.
2012. We've been doing it that long. The concept of it is, that's one of our things, Devin and Toby's thing, that I'm finally coming up to the party with doing things quickly and be able to have more high creative output. And Devin and Toby have always been able to write songs quickly that are good. So we thought if we didn't have to make full recordings, could we make songs quickly that are good, and then we could make them for fans and stuff like that and raise money. So we've kind of been doing that on and off in different situations ever since, and it's become more and more of an art form and more rewarding. So we've been doing that lately. We do them from acoustic, and we've been even doing it to where we have full production songs that are available. They're more expensive, of course, but we do it to where if it's $1,000 for a song, which is pretty cheap given that our songs used to cost $3,000 just to mix. I'm only a man. If you think about it, let's do the math on it that way. If we spend $100,000,
sad.
we spent $100,000 to make "I'm Only a Man," which means the party song itself cost $10,000 to make. We made it for free this week.
Oh god.
And it's better. So the mix alone on the party song was $3,000 is my point. Anyway,
Right.
so we make songs now. We figure we can get it all done in the same quality that we can a full recording, and we're doing it at the $1,000, which maybe it'll have to go up eventually. But I mean, that's a pretty good deal because we're really putting everything into the song and making it as good as we could in the same fashion. And the lyrics are something we customize based on the person and who it's for. So what I get a huge kick out of doing this is we're going to get to reveal one of those songs this week, and it's for a person named Johanna. So technically, It ain't for anybody else, but she's been nice enough to let us share this song because it turned out so good. Now, Johanna is a jogger. She likes to exercise. And so this song was written with that in mind, with an audience of one. So at every point when we're putting this song together and thinking about it, it has a purpose. It is for her to listen to. It belongs to her.
Yep.
It's her intellectual property that she owns. She could sell it. She can do whatever she wants with it.
And I wanted to say, too, that with these songs, these custom songs, people want, they actually send in what they want the song to be about. They give some details. Sometimes people don't give any details. They're just like, hey, I trust you guys. You're awesome. But like this song, they wanted to talk about some of the, the animals that they have. They wanted to be about best friends and beaches and some of the stuff. So it's really fun for me when I sit down to write some lyrics, when I have I guess a little bit of a framework of what somebody wants, and then I can put it into an Emery song. That actually is really fun. Because, I mean, when you talk about best friends and beaches, Emery, we always talk about, how our relationship with God and how good or how horrific it is, or, relationships and all this stuff. When you write about best friends and beaches, it opens up a whole new pathway for you to write these lyrics. And so that's why I thought this was really fun. Like I get to use words, I get to use phrases that I don't normally get to use. And it's awesome because it's not about Toby. It's about the people that are getting this song. And it's really fun.
So I did a Skype call with Johanna to talk to her and get to know her personality a little bit and how she was thinking about it, just so I could make sure, because it's an audience of one, which is so freeing. I know other people are going to hear the song in a second, but it's so freeing to know this is who it's for. Go for it. And then to get to talk to her and make that connection is kind of really neat for me too, because I know I'm producing a song with these musicians, with this recording machine for this person. So it's so tangible and wonderful. So Johanna, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. So I went down with Dave last week, and we went down to the studio, and I had the demo. Devin wrote the demo, which we should give that to Johanna too. So Devin made a demo, and I didn't listen to it before we got down there, or I listened to it once over to get the vibe. I met Dave there, and me and Dave spent 3 or 4 hours at the studio talking, getting in the mood, listened to the demo, rearranged it some, got Dave down there and let him play through it a bunch of times. I jammed with him a little bit. We talked through it until it started to form and feel good. And then we just track it right there. Once we got it and get a good solid take from Dave, and I brought it home, worked on it a little bit more, and I sent it to Chris Keene, and I said, Chris, you got, I said, Monday I'm going to have a track for you. So Monday I got him the song. I said, you're going to play bass on it, and if the guitar ideas are coming, or if there's anything feeling here, take Devin's demo here. Here's the drum tracks. Here's how we've arranged it. Here's the dynamics. We drew out a map. We did all this work on it. And I gave Chris the vibe and explained to him who it was for, and that was for jogging and up-tempo, everything about it, and said, just see what comes out in a few hours, and then I'll take it from there and do some guitar or bass or whatever it is. There's no rules to it, but I give Chris a crack and see if something pops out of his mind. And he fucking nailed it. Unbelievable. He sent it to me that day. I was like, yeah. He said, you really like it? I said, yeah, but you knew I would like it. You knew how good this was when you did it, because you could hear it in the play-in that it's inspired. I was like, right. I said, I know you like it too. This is good stuff, because it's just a custom song, and you just got to do it. But no, when you get into it and give this opportunity, this was a magical one, and we haven't done that many full production ones, and at this point to be able to do that, and it was so inspiring to get to work on the rest of the way through. So we've been doing that one, thought it was worth sharing, and I got to say again, thank you to Johanna for letting us share it. So we get to premiere it, and just like the others, we did real videos for these. So we made video. I got Dave's drum take and everything. I didn't know we were going to do this at the time. I just had my phone and thought I'd get Dave's drum take. And then we thought, why don't we just do it on the show this week? Thought it would be a good idea. So what other notes do you have on this song? Anything else to listen for that you like?
I think Johanna's actually on the chat, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Great. Thank you
So
again.
Thanks for being here and watching.
Your internet's better than mine.
I sent her and her husband the thing in like 9 seconds. Like I mastered it, sent it over to Reva, who's putting the videos together, and she synced it up. I sent it to them and hit send right before I hit broadcast here, just so we got it to them. I wanted to get it to them yesterday, but we mixed it today and added a thing or two and made the last mix, mastered it, boom, put it in. Reva knocks it out of the park, and now we have a whole nother completed full production Emery song 2 this week, and I'm thrilled about both of them. This one's got This one's very energetic, and she said she wasn't into tons of screaming, but she liked an upbeat song, and this has got a little bit of a punk and pop aggressive. It sits just right in a great spot, but it's a lot of fun. It's a song we wouldn't have gotten to write or spend time with otherwise. So here we go. And it's inspired. The lyrics are inspired about her, her real life and stuff. Hope she gets a lot out of that. But here it is. 1 second. Uh-oh. Something happened in my source file, so
crap.
I got to pull it up here in a second. It went away.
You got the Toby disease.
There is no God.
There is not. I thought you were silly, but you're right. There is no God. Okay, here it comes.
Lord. All right, here we go.
My file deleted somehow.
This worked out in my mind. Just needed some time to bring it all to you. I can't forget all that you did. No way to not smile big when I see your face. There are moments in this life where you get yourself open to a lazy day on the beach or laughing with your best friend. You better, you are that. You know yourself, best friend to me. Sometimes this world leaves us breathless. The weight on our chest can bring you to your knees. But you never once lost your hope, no matter where we go. God gave you a heart full of strength that would do anything for the ones you love. There are moments in this life where you get yourself open to a lazy day on the beach or laughing with your best friend. You better, you are that. You know yourself, best friend to me. A best friend to me. You reached out so hard, you grabbed my hand. When words aren't enough to tell you who you are, it's the faces of your family that let you know your identity. It's funny, but I see it in Chase and Bella and Gizmo and Benny's eyes. You have brought everyone you know a friendship that never dies. There are moments in this life where you get yourself open to find a lazy day on the beach or laughing with your best friend. You better, you are that. You know yourself, best friend. There are moments in this life where you get yourself open to find a lazy day on the beach or laughing with your best friend. You better, you are that. You know yourself, best friend to me. You are that, best friend.
Yes.
Woo!
All right.
Isn't that some? You didn't think you'd be doing a high energy song like that a couple weeks ago,
I know.
and there it is. Wasn't even on the radar, and now it exists. It's out there, but only one person.
Great.
We're not going to put that out any other way,
No.
other than this stream. And it'll be, if we put it out in a podcast feed, we may show it. But there's no place that won't be on YouTube. It won't be anywhere. That belongs to one person and one person only in the world. And I am thrilled to make it for that reason. But thank you, Johanna, again, for letting us share it in this special circumstance.
Well, and it's really cool too because Chris Vaughn is on the chat right now, and his wife Alicia bought him a song that we're working on right now too.
Oh, that's right.
A full production song, so we should have that done in the next week or so.
Excellent.
So that's cool, man.
Excellent. So that's about all we had for today. I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all have anything else. We got a little news in there, some good songs, and everything for this week.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is next week. You have a vacation, but we'll have something ready to go. You'll be here, or maybe you can join from vacation next week.
I might join from my phone, but we'll be at like our friend's lake house. So
chilling. People can get
Are
custom
you coming
songs
down here to South Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll be
Tell
in
me
Lake
that.
Greenwood. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, damn.
Well,
I'm in North Carolina. You couldn't tell me, Dev?
I was going to.
Why don't you
like
take
that
your
time that you know what this feels like?
It's not that. Come on.
This feels
man.
exactly like the people at home can't see me, but there was oh, there we go. Just green screen now. There was a time where I was really lonely. We had a lot of people don't know this.
We've
but
told this story before.
Not on here.
Yeah, I think.
Our original bass player turned out to be a real jerk.
both of them.
And the original bass player and just quit the band before we moved to Seattle. And I was really lonely. That bass player was my best friend. Just quit, took off, went somewhere. God knows where. Wasn't no phones or anything. And I was lonely. I didn't have anywhere to turn or go. And I said, Devin, would you want to hang out tonight? And he said, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just not going to hang out tonight. I was like, well, I said, are you sure you don't want to just like do anything? Matt, I
was
might
out
have
of
been
town.
in Costa Rica.
Yeah, I was just
with Seth.
having a holiday.
Yeah. Everybody was living it up, right? Not me. Best friend had quit our band. Warning signs, red flags. Wish I'd have seen those coming. And so I was like, okay. So I just went back to my dad's house, my house when I was growing up, and just laid down. Just couldn't close my eyes. Stayed up, just staring at the ceiling. About 1 a.m. Little did I know, I found out the next day Devin had gone out with some young lady, and he had lied. He had
apologized
lied.
to you about that many times.
I forgive you,
And
but
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But here, in no way is this even related. We're going to South Carolina Lake House. It's been kind of like are we really going to go?
Told me you were coming
No,
to my state.
It's been even
or
up
close
till
to.
now. It's been like are we going to go? Are we not? Should we go? Who's going? Like they're not going to be there, so it's kind of like a free vacation home.
Oh.
I honestly didn't even think like, oh yeah, I'll tell Toby, he'll come hang out. I just thought, oh yeah, we're going down there, and then I'll figure it out.
People aren't going to be there?
No, that's why we're going.
Oh, maybe I should bring my family down. We can hang out. You want my whole family to show up or not? Yes or no? Just say it now.
Yes.
Why don't you take your SM7, Devin? You could pop over to Toby's house and set up 6 feet away from his next week.
They got internet.
Yeah,
at
that's
that
true.
house.
Yeah, they got internet. Yeah, I can be on.
We'll do so. We'll have a show next week. It'll probably have World Away from I'm Only a Man. So
Yes,
we got to start
it will.
digesting that. I imagine we'll have that one done or some progress done on that or something to share on it. And I don't know what else, but we'll get to that. Devin may be on
I
vacation.
hope I have a new computer.
Toby will have a new computer.
We talked about this earlier. I'll do like a Jimmy Buffett song or something about the lake. It'll be nice.
Cheeseburger in paradise, paradise. I keep
do
popping
something.
back in. Look at it. This is horrific. Look,
Yeah,
I'm
you're not even
blurred.
like in focus.
This is how my vision is.
It's
from the alcohol.
definitely a computer global universal computer glitch situation we're gonna have to investigate.
How'd you figure that out, Matt?
I got you're right. I mean, I thought I laughed the first time you said it, but now I start seeing computer errors
Making
myself,
sense.
and I think he's right. I think he's right.
Telling you there is something wrong in the world, and it is over for all of us.
It's like in Independence Day when Jeff Goldblum recognized the pattern and the interference on all the TVs. It meant something.
right.
There was something behind it. If anybody wants to get those custom songs, though, that exists, and there's more than one version of that. We do ones that are not full production as well, which are very sweet. If you want to tell them about them and how to do that, and we can get out of here.
Yeah, so 2 things real quick. So the first thing about the custom songs, Toby's gonna get.
God in heaven.
So we've literally had since I guess we announced it in like maybe April. I think we're on like our pushing 30 songs or something, 25 or
Yep.
30 songs. So we're consistently working on those. We're trying to get them done by the due date. Some of them have due dates, some of them do not have. So just trying to prioritize those. So yeah, you can go to our website, emerymusic.com. You can go to the store, and it's right there on the store. Then you can click and see the options. We're doing a kid song coming up. Someone purchased a kid song, so we're gonna be doing that. That'll be really fun. So yeah, we're gonna probably like promote these like leading up to Christmas too. We'll be doing these for people, and it's really fun for us. Like
starting
we really
at what,
enjoy it.
$400 for a custom song that'll have
$300 is a song with like no mixing, no mastering, that kind of stuff. It'll just be like me playing the guitar and us singing, and then
It will have you and Toby even at that.
is
Yes,
still pretty
yes, but it won't be like
It is actually
usually
pretty beautiful.
the higher quality ones. We send it to Matt, or not send it. Matt gets in the session, he mixes and masters it. It sounds really great, and so that's an option. There's a $300 kids option, a $150 kids option.
We got a kid song.
first kid song, which will be
I'm
fun.
I'm very excited about that.
Those are a little shorter, like a minute and a half to 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like just keep attention span. And then also you can do the higher quality version of that too. And we might even do some extra instrumentation. Like I might get Matt to play a cool little beat or add some
Yep.
guitar or something, something fun. So we'll be doing lots of those. And yeah, so that's one thing. Go check that out, emerymusic.com/store, and it'll be right there. And then also I got the top tippers for tonight.
Yeah.
Don't want to forget about that. So the top tippers for tonight.
It looks
we've
like
got
it's Neon Dong.
Neon Dog, and that is
Dog. Sorry.
that's Johanna's husband.
Oh, Johanna's husband.
Yeah, so the
thought
man
it
who
said
purchased
Neon
the
Dong,
song,
which
the
it
man
might
who
be,
just
but
paid us
Neon
$1,000. Toby's making fun of him right now.
No, I'm not.
Just
I thought
paid
it
us
said Dong. I thought it was a Neon Dong, which is I would kill to have a neon one.
I would too.
Lord, I got a
You sell
44-year-old
'em.
one. I got a 44-year-old one. It ain't neon. It ain't neon.
He's gonna change his screen name next week. It'll be Neon Dong. I guarantee it. So he's top. So he paid us for a custom song. Now he gets
They're
top
just
tipper.
too nice to us.
Bill's
They gotta be so nice.
MTX, which I can never remember if that's Alina or Lee. That's a husband or wife. They're both on here. But thank you guys. You guys are in the top like every week. You guys are awesome to us. So thank you. I'll be sending you guys
Texas is tight.
some summer
yeah.
apparel.
People in Texas are
It is
legit.
tight. And
I don't
that's
do
it.
no New York anymore. Wherever Matt lives, I don't do that no more. I'm in Texas.
No need.
I'm Missouri, and I might be Illinois, Devin.
Toby might be moving to Illinois.
I keep
I'm
hopping
really
in
excited.
and out of this. I'm back. Y'all see me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't even do the drinking game tonight because it'll just go when it's my turn blue. So
Well,
That's
I'll roll the Thunderstruck, and people can do what they like. If you want to play a drinking game at home with multiple of y'all, I'll just feed you the music here. But
Can I go get a drink real quick?
Yeah,
I
go
know
ahead. I'm at a
know we're
cocktail,
late.
so we'll just casually roll out of here. I've enjoyed the show. Thank you for listening to this 2-hour commercial.
thank you
for
guys
our
for sitting
vinyl
through
hunt,
my computer issues. I usually fix stuff, and I could not tonight.
Not today. That's
I'm
okay.
so
though.
excited about my news. I'm glad I got my 5-second interview. That was pretty tight.
That you got to do more because there's got to be some other. I mean, you've got to be able to come up with more of those.
I'll
That's
find
good.
more.
There's got to be more of that type of thing.
I know. Oh, don't you worry. I can find. I'm a veteran newsman.
Yeah, you won't have any problem with that.
No way. I guess I got to grab a drink too. We're gonna start it.
Well, yeah, but
All right.
we're not. I don't have a drink and whatever. Play at home with yourself. Play with yourself at home. That's what I meant to say. Go play with
I
yourself.
would play with yourself at home if
Yeah.
you.
If everybody out there, play with yourself at home. And play a drinking game. If
I'm
you
just
like.
drinking water anyway. Everybody's asleep at my house.
I think these songs that we play sometimes in the streams get it pulled down, but I
Yes,
say
they
come
do.
get us. I like to live on the edge, with intellectual property rights. Skate right in there.
Is that my turn?
I got nothing but mint in the bottom of my drink, so I could drink it, but whatever. Oh, I got the Serrano down there. I can eat it.
Sriracha.
Fresh, cold Corona.
I'd kill to have that if I was in Central Time. It's 10:10 here where I live.
I know.
Fresh Serrano from the garden.
This Corona goes out to Neon Dog, my man. Neon Dog. We hope your wife enjoys that song.
Yes, we do. Ooh, my wife's a runner. I think she might run to that. I might give it to Jess to run tomorrow.
I wish people would buy a custom song and challenge us to do a certain style, like genre or something.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, you know, like they could.
That's true.
We haven't had anybody specify because everybody wants an Emery sounding song, but you know, you could challenge us in some direction. We'd be open to it.
Now, Matt, did you think at all about the BPM for the song because of running?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
when
you had
writing
it. You had it
trying
good.
to be up tempo, but I didn't think about the actual BPM of like the, you know, the.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I don't remember what the BPM is, but I definitely spent time thinking of it in those terms, in the construction of the beats and the feel and the arrangement for sure.
Because there's like, you know, there's BPMs that are probably much better for actual running steps, right?
Well, yeah, I bet so. But I think there's different ways of people thinking of it. But yeah, I bet there's like an actual best one. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. You know, dubstep is pretty much always. I mean,
120 to 140 BPM range is good area for regular runs or going for long distances. If you want a fast run, 147 to 160 is good.
I was probably faster.
Yeah, it was 120. It was in. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was, but it's in that range. But a lot of music like dubstep and stuff like that Dead Mouse makes and stuff. He says he can't. He gets kind of irritated because he can't write outside of that BPM because nobody wants him to. It's that style of music, he says, is a BPM. That's one of the genre constraints is the BPM has to be like basically exactly whatever it is. One something. I don't know what it is.
What if when we all were talking about creating Emery, I would have sang like this guy.
Like what?
What is the name? What's the lead singer of AC/DC?
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. That's funny. Nobody ever talks about him.
What if I know, and now I think he's deaf or something. He can't like even perform anymore, which is definitely what's going to happen to me. Except for instead of deaf, I'll be dead. Take the F off of deaf and add a D to it is what
That's
what's
going
to happen. There is no chance I'm making it to 60. I've almost decided.
No need.
No
and then
chance.
my family will get the insurance money and I'll be happy. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be in oblivion.
And that's like 15 years from now, Toby.
Look, you know what? You got three options.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, you might end up in heaven.
Right. Might.
Could be oblivion. Nothing. Right? You don't know. Nothing.
Yeah. But you won't care.
You could burn forever. I mean, those three options. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You remember that song?
Right.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. That one's real bad. That one you just don't want to hit.
Right.
But you got two out of 3. One you don't know anything. You're just like, oh my God, this is off. I'm dying, and then you're gone. Right.
It reminds me. It reminds me of that part on the Michael Jordan documentary when it was talking about, and what would you guys do? Now, Matt's probably going to think this is dumb, but if there's 10 pills in a bottle, and you have the worst headache of your life.
Ever,
the worst migraine you could ever have, ever. One of the pills can kill you. 1 out of 10. Would you take one of the pills to get rid of your headache?
If you've had bad enough headache, I'm sure that's the idea.
You would just because of just being desperate. You're like, I got to.
Right.
So there's a 10% chance you die. There.
Yeah.
Not
what
very
a
good odds.
terrible thing if you're like, oh my God, I've never felt more pain than this in my life. My head hurts so bad, I'll do anything to get out of it. You take the pill, you die, and you immediately are burning in hell. Forever.
Awful.
You're like, damn it. It was a headache.
I knew it.
Here I am in a pit. I'm in a cave by myself, burning.
That'd be awful.
God. Hell sounds pretty bad.
It sounds bad.
But